For my informative speech, I have chosen the origin of soccer. In my speech, I'd like to inform you of where soccer has originated around the world. Who invented soccer? Every sport has a history, but none of them is as interesting as the history of soccer. Soccer's obscure origin is ironic considering its popularity today. In fact, soccer is the most popular sport worldwide. Soccer has about 3.3 to 3.5 billion fans. There are approximately 7.2 billion people on Earth. So say there's 3.5 billion fans, that means 48% of today's population are fans of soccer. That's pretty much 50%. To tell you where soccer has originated from, I can break it down in two parts. We have the ancient times and we have modern period. The ancient times go back as about 4,500 years ago. The ancient origin of soccer. Historic artifacts and enduring traditions make it clear that soccer has been played in Egypt, ancient China, and Rome. The game's basic principles survived through the years and went on to be played during the medieval times. Modern period. Soccer's origin in ancient Egypt. Balls made of linen have been discovered in Egyptian tombs that date way back to 2500 BC. Some of these balls were made from animal intestines and skin to improve the bouncing. Based on drawings that they have found, scholars theorized that Egyptians played a football-like game during feasts of fertility. Approximately 2,000 years later from that, a different form of football-like game appeared in China. Around 476 BC to 221 BC, a sport called Cujo was popularly played in China. The name is roughly translated as kick the ball with the foot. The game became so popular in China because it was used by military leaders as a competitive sport to keep soldiers physically fit and in shape. As the game became more widely played, royal courts began organizing Cujo matches played by professional Cujo players. Teams composed of men, women, and civilians that participated in tournaments as well. Just like today's soccer, Cujo players are allowed to touch the ball with any part of their body except their arms and hands, and referees are present in the game to make sure that players follow these rules. The origin of soccer in ancient Rome. Soccer in ancient Rome had no rules, strategies, or tactics whatsoever. It was played by 54 players, 27 on each side, whose only objective was to aim the ball to get in the opposing team's goal. It became so popular that it was included in the early Olympics. Naturally, many players went home injured during that game. Aside from soccer played on the field, there was another one played on the streets in Rome. This game was played by young boys and girls. These boys and girls would run around the town kicking the ball on the ground. Soccer during the Middle Ages. It can be said that English people in general were the ones who kept the tradition of soccer alive during the Middle Ages. A very popular sport it was. In the mid-14th century, England was called mob football. It was played by a limited number of players. At that point, there was still no one who created football rules. And it was played a lot throughout the Middle Ages. The beginning of modern-day football. While the sport was widely played by youngsters all over England, it was banned in schools because of its fierceness. Lack of rules governing player conduct often resulted in injuries and mad chaos. This prompted clubs of the 19th century to create rules that will ensure fairness and honest play. These rules are the foundation of the soccer rules we now follow. That is why the 19th century clubs felt the urge of creating rules. So they gathered together and formed the Football Association. In the United States, the sport became known as soccer. Creation of the Football Association. In the 1860s began. Rules regulating playing and roughness on the field were made. It can be said that the clubs that created more strict football rules are the ones who invented the game as we know today as soccer. Thank you.